In today's video, we're going to be looking at how you can configure audio and video devices within Microsoft Teams. I want to make sure that you can join a meeting and everyone can hear you and see you properly. And you don't have to be there like I've been many times before saying, "Can you hear me?" which is probably one of the most used phrases in the last year. So let's get started and look at how we can configure this in Microsoft Teams. So now we're in Microsoft Teams. Let's look at setting up your audio and video devices in three different scenarios. Firstly, before you join a meeting, while you're joining a meeting, and then during a meeting. All right, so firstly, to do it before you join any meetings, what you need to do is go to the top right where you see your profile picture, or maybe your initials are there if you haven't got a picture. And then we need to go ahead and go to settings. And then from settings, we're going to go down to devices. So first up, we've got audio devices, and we can drop this down and we can now see all the audio devices connected to my computer. In my case, I've got a laptop and I've got my AirPods connected. I have the PC mic and speakers that are built into the computer. And then we can do what's called custom setup. And custom setup can allow you to do, for example, I want my AirPods as my speaker, but then I want to use something else as my microphone. Maybe I've got a higher quality microphone. And all you have to do is just select these. So if I wanted to now choose PC mic and speaker, it's then going to go ahead and change the speaker setting for me and the microphone. And as I said, if you want to make any changes here, for example, I could make my microphone Logitech Brio, and now it's going to change it to that custom setup. And if you want to make sure this all works out and sounds nice and clear for what everyone else is going to hear, you can go ahead and make a test call. And what that's then going to do is make a call for you. You then have to speak into your microphone, and then it's going to play that back for you to make sure that the audio sounds clean. And then I'm going to drop down here to the bottom where we can see the camera settings. So at the bottom here, you can choose your default camera. So I can choose my Logitech Brio, which we see here, or I could use, for example, the integrated camera on my laptop, which is just looking at the side of me. And you can make those choices before you join a meeting. And that is going to be a best practice, is just go ahead and make sure your settings are all good before you go change a meeting, especially if you've changed your laptop, added more devices, so you don't have to worry about it when you're in it. Okay, so second scenario, let's go ahead and join a meeting. And while joining a meeting, we can see on the left-hand side, we have our video. So I can decide whether I want to turn that on or off, add background filters, and then we can choose our settings here. So again, I could open up the device panel and I could change my speakers, microphone, or Brio. Or on the right-hand side here, I can choose computer audio, and then I can configure my audio again. So I can choose here this icon, which is going to bring us back to the device settings. And I could go ahead and choose my AirPods, for example, close that down. And now we have my AirPods connected and we have my Logitech Brio. So let's go ahead and join this meeting. We can go ahead and look at the last scenario, which is, maybe my AirPods have run out of battery and I want to make a change. All we need to do is come up to the top here where we've got this more actions, the three dots. We're going to select that and then go to device settings. And from here, we see exactly kind of what we saw before we joined the meeting. So I could go ahead and change my audio devices, for example, to PC mic and speakers. That's going to make that change for me. And again, at the bottom here, we could change the camera to something different. So those are the three kind of common scenarios. Again, a best practice is probably look at setting this all up before you join a meeting. So you don't have to be there, as we say, of, can you hear me? Am I on mute? Or any of the kind of common things that we're hearing as we join meetings these days. So hopefully this was helpful. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another video.